Shalom. This is Shalom from the Great Millstone Atlanta camp, coming back at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai with a quick lesson. Lord's willing, it's edifying. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rahak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. And I want to start out this 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 58. It says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." All right, so us doing these lessons, going to camp, that's the work that we putting in to receive salvation. And, it'll be a plus if, we become part of the 144,000. But, we're pretty much laboring for salvation out of this place and the reward of the kingdom. Okay. And the Lord said our labor is not going to be in vain. Like everything that you're doing is going to count. Scriptures also say, Lord will bring every, work to judgment, roughly paraphrasing if I'm saying it correctly. Basically, everything that you do, you're going to get judged on it. So if you was doing this work, you're going to get judged on it. If you started and you went back into the world, you're going to get bad judgment. If you just ignored it, you're going to get judged. So everything that you do, you're going to get judged for it. But what made me want to do this lesson, the elder Deacon Barzal had posted a good reading, and it actually helped me out throughout the day. And sometimes we kind of let this world get the best of us, and we get angry. I'm not talking about being upset. We're always upset. We're not comfortable. We're thankful. And we have joy and happiness that we have this truth. And, we have the brotherhood and, all the things that the Lord has blessed us with. But overall, we really hate this place. We hate how the world is. We hate who's running it, how it's being ran, the state that we're in, knowing that we're supposed to be at the top and those at the top should be at the bottom. So, I just had few things going on at the job today, and I'm like, look, I'm not even gonna get mad about it. But yeah, the brother, shared that reading, and I was thankful for to receive that. But we're working on this side to receive the biggest blessing that the Lord has given anyone. So Esau received his blessing, and he got it because the Lord gave it to him. Actually, we at where we are because the Lord set us up to be the chosen. We're the chosen people. We're the Israelites. We're the Lord's chosen people. There's a blessing that we're gonna receive, but we went off and we didn't hold up our end of the covenant, and we got the curses put on us. So that time is almost up, and things are going to be switched around. Esau, being the so-called white man who's on top, who is our oppressor, he's going to be at the bottom. He's going to be a slave. Just like we was his slaves, he's going to be our slaves. As a matter of fact, all these nations at one point had us in captivity, and not just the Negroes. I'm talking about all of the northern and the southern kingdom, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So your reward is on the way. But one of the things that the deacon shared, this is it right here. I'm not going to blow it up. I'm not going to, show the whole thing, but it's daily affirmations. And number 6 says, "I do not envy the success of the wicked. I trust in the long work and remain faithful in my labor." All right. So that's why I wanted to bring out this 1 Corinthians 15 and 58, because the Lord said our labor is not in vain. And if you go up, it talks about receiving a new body in this same chapter. It starts around verse 50. So the Lord is going to not only give us incorruptible bodies, but there's not going to be death. There's not going to be any more pain, hurt, no more crying, no more oppression, no more captivity. We're gonna be in our kingdom. Right now, this is Esau's kingdom. So throughout the day, when I'm working, and not only me, but other folks, you do work in certain areas. When you go into Esau's area, they rich areas, you see a lot of Jake out there working, because they're not gonna do all that. They don't do manual labor like that. It's those Edomites at the bottom. And to be honest, you rich Edomites at the bottom too. You're not the elites. You just part of that so-called white privilege. But going to some of these devil's houses, if you in Georgia, or you visit Georgia, check out Forsyth County. It's nothing but like $1 million neighborhoods, all Edomites. And then you have a few Elamites. It might be a little sprinkle of Moab, a few business owners, but it's mostly Esau. And they have these big houses. So one time I went to this $1 million house, and I was doing some work, and the lady was like, well, I had to leave work early. I'm a school teacher. I'm like, you must have a rich husband or something, because how can you be a school teacher in $1 million house? If it wasn't $1 million, it was probably along the lines of maybe 700,000. But still, you got it like that. Esau got their blessing. They received the fatness of the earth. They live on a lot of the, they have a lot of lake houses, so they control all like water, even like rivers. They live on rivers, but they got the fatness of the earth. They live on, beaches and up in mountains, and they be having these massive houses. And also, when I'm traveling at work, I go up in the mountains and see how they live up there. It's $1 million whole communities. Everybody got $1 million house. You got to have clearance to get inside these places. And just seeing how they live, and a lot of these devils, they don't even really work that hard. It just be money handed down. As a matter of fact, none of them work that hard. When Jake get on the level of Esau, you got to work 10 times as harder to get where they are. I live in a neighborhood with a lot of so the majority of the people here are Edomites in my neighborhood. I think I'm probably the darkest person on the whole neighborhood, but yeah, the same. All our houses are pretty much the same, and you can tell that they don't really work that hard for what they have. A lot of stuff was given to them, handed down, inherited. We don't have that. Jacob's fuck his money up and won't have nothing to give his kids. Or Esau take everything. But yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it out. But I got some. I wanted to bring out some more scriptures. First of all, let's go to Genesis 27, because I was speaking on Esau receiving his blessing. And this is Genesis 27, and I'm going to start at 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And those of you that maybe tuning into this video don't know who Esau is, he is the progenitor of the so-called white man. When you go into his character, the way he looks, it's just, the Edomites, it describes the so-called white man to a T. Like, they can't, it's no doubt that they are the Edomites. Red, hairy. They call their land Mount Seir. Seir means hair. They're red. You know, they like to hunt. They have a certain smell to them. You know, white people, so-called white people. So that's who that's talking about. But I'm going to continue. Verse 39 says, and Isaac his father answered and said to him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live and serve and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So yeah, that's about to come to pass because Esau has the dominion and that yoke was put on us. That yoke is about to come off. All right. We're going to get our might back, our strength, our power, you know, our God. He's going to bring us through salvation and we're going to rule over the earth. Starting with Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus, and King David is going to be back. And then you're going to have 144,000. And then you have the Israelites. They're going to be ruling over all these heathen nations. The so-called white man, the so-called Chinese man, the so-called East Indian man, so-called Arabs, all of these other nations, the Africans, because you Negroes think that you're African. You're not African. You're Israelites. The Hamites are Africans. All right. So yeah, it says, and the sword, and by thy sword shalt thou live and serve, and shall serve thy brother. So that's how this devil has been keeping us oppressed, by having the fatness of the earth, having all the money, all the riches, having us in captivity and oppressing us. Okay, and you got Jake that's looking at Esau like, I need to be on that level. Now, if you want to just have a decent place, live, still get this truth and understand that the Lord got something better planned for you, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, we got to work 10 times harder to get the things that Esau have, and probably still don't even get on his level. Okay, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with having nice things, but we just gotta bust our ass for them. These certain things are like handed to Esau. As a matter of fact, Job 9:24. It's a classic. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? He had the power to actually take us down as being the Israelites, the judges of the earth. You know, the chosen people, and he put himself up to be those people. You know, I'm talking about Amalek, the ones that wear those tiny fitted caps. So yeah, the earth was given into their hands. The Lord gave it to them. Just like I read in Genesis 27, the Lord blessed them with the fatness of the earth and by the sword. So the Lord just got certain men to just be in a certain space. And that space is to just be humble, be meek, and just be regular. Don't try and do too much. You know, don't try and be on the same level as Esau, and don't envy what he has. I'm going to read this again. It's number 6. It says, I do not envy the success of the wicked. I trust in the long work and remain faithful in my labor. So yeah, we don't trust in what Esau, we don't envy what Esau has. He has what he has because the Lord gave it to him. Our reward is on the way, and it's going to be 1,000,000 times way better than what Esau has. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 3 real quick. In 30, actually 31, it says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Yeah, we can't do these things. Look at Diddy, doing the things that Esau do, trying to have his own little can't even say the name of the guy, but basically the one that had the little island out there, that was having his way with the little ones, with all the rich people coming down and joining in. All right, you can't do these things. That's evil. That's wicked. And even just trying to just come up in this world. What they say, more money, more problems. That's Jake. Jake get more money and gain more problems. Esau get money and live great. Live a long, happy old life. Die at old age with his kids and his grandkids. All right. So we're going to, as a matter of fact, the reward that the Lord got promised for Jake, we're not even going to die. We're going to just be able to just enjoy everything forever. All right. Let me read that again. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. All right. And there's another scripture, never trust thy enemy. I believe that's Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 12:12. Yeah, we don't supposed to be trusting this devil, envying him because of what he have. I might go in the house and be like, oh man, it's a pretty dope house. But just think what the Lord got. The Lord said he got many mansions. He got many mansions promised to you Israelites. Say, in my father's house is many mansions. And that word mansion go into dwelling places. That may not be a house. You might have your own island compound, your own planet. Because there are other planets out there that Esau can't get to. But the Lord is going to give the Israelites the ability to go to these places. Okay. This is Psalms 62:10. It says, trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not thy heart upon them. Yeah, Jake will get money and just lose it. And I was thinking today, I was talking to my rep. I'm like, you got to think, why do these rappers and a lot of these famous people get this fame and money and then put on all these different drugs and stuff that still oppress? Just because they got money and stuff, they may look happy and make you think that they're happy. Well, like they say, more money, more problems. Esau would still be on your ass if he gave you some money. And a lot of these guys that got money, they really don't. They didn't earn it. They don't deserve it. So what you can sing, so what you can rap, so what you can dance. You're there for entertainment. So what you can throw a ball, shoot a ball, catch a ball, run. Does that mean you're supposed to get paid more than people that's actually out here saving lives and blessing people with the truth and healing and teaching? And no. This is Esau world. He gonna do with his money what he want to do with his money. He gonna pay you people pennies, while he'll spend top dollar on entertainment though. So yeah, it says trust not in oppression. All right, these rich Jakes are still oppressed. They still oppressed, and a lot of them die at an early age. They die young over something stupid, drug overdose, or getting shot. Still trying to gang bang, and you're a fucking millionaire. All right. So yeah, we just need to just stay regular. I mean, we're not at the bottom. Brothers got, decent jobs, pretty cool rides and houses and stuff. We're basic. We're still at the bottom. We're just not at like the very, very bottom. I mean, if you do hit rock bottom, Lord is gonna bring you back up. And as a matter of fact, we all about to be down there. It may look like it, like we're at the bottom, but we actually on our way to the top. Once the dollar collapse and everybody else running get the implant in their hand or in their forehead, Jake's still gonna be out here. The Lord's chosen. The Lord's gonna be taking care of them. They're gonna get fed. They're gonna have clothes, food. They may have a nice house they can live in for a couple of days, and then hit the trail and let the angel show you another spot you can chill out for a minute. And it's gonna be like that until salvation. Okay, let's go to Matthew real quick, and I'm gonna end it on this one. This is Matthew 16 and 26. It says, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And that's what a lot of these people do. Just like I said, not like I said, what the scriptures say, never trust our enemy. All right. A lot of these rappers like, yeah, I sold my soul to get where I'm at. That's not a thing to brag on. That means that you trust in oppression. You right there with the devil just because you want to have a little money on this side, and your ass gonna get hit with the missiles, or the famine, or a bullet, or some type of plague, and it's gonna kill you, or everything. Okay, so yeah, if you at the you struggling, hey, the Lord probably just dealing with you like that. We supposed to be at the bottom. We supposed to catch hell. We still in captivity. We still got the curses on. They falling off, but we still got the curses on us. We not in our kingdom. We in Esau's kingdom. As long as this man is ruling, your life is gonna be fucked up. Just being honest. As long as the so-called white man is ruling, he's gonna rule in anger. He's gonna rule in oppression. And do not trust this devil. Just be low where you at. Have a regular job or a regular business. Honest pay. Whatever you do, some you might have to, you might be working for a rich Edomite, or you might be working for a rich Jake. I'm pretty sure it's somebody working for Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry that knows the truth that's probably going to get salvation. But don't be trying to, be on the same level as them. They already got their reward. They're not going to get the kingdom also. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end it, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Shalom to the elect.